The AI browser wars are here. Today, we're going to be testing two of the, I guess I would say, most hyped tools that I've seen so far, Perplexity's Comet, and we're also going to look at OpenAI's Atlas. So both of these tools have been publicized, promoted. I have seen a lot of information about them, but they're browsers of what can they do? How good are they? Are they really that different from like a Google's Gemini? Or are they that different from a Microsoft Edge as an example? So today we're putting them in a side-by-side challenge. We're going to give them the same prompts. We have 3 different prompts that we're going to test. And both of these models were built with 2 very different ways of thinking. So we're going to see which of these browsers is actually better. And we're also going to look at, is this something that you should really be investing in if you're already using, let's say, Microsoft Edge or Chrome or Safari or Firefox? Let's jump into it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be testing is open-ended research. So let's look at ChatGPT. And I'm going to paste in this information. So we're considering investing in an AI note-taking tool for a 25-person knowledge working team. Break down the major benefits, risks, trade-offs, including privacy concerns, adoption challenges, and long-term impact on productivity, cite sources when possible. So we're also going to do this with Comet. And what I will say, if you look at the general layout, obviously you can add more tabs and, do all the normal browser stuff. But the thing that I think is really interesting is we have been really conditioned by Google, by Safari, to really think of a browser as a place where you go to find information, not where information finds you. And so what I think is interesting is both of these are set up where the information you provide what you're looking for and the information finds you. Which is, I think, an important nuance, not just to say that your information is being sourced to you, but you're kind of getting it in a place where it's going to be given to you in kind of a bite-sized piece. The other thing I will say, and I was a little disappointed when I downloaded this, both of these platforms or both of these browsers look identical to the on-browser version. So, for example, what we're looking at here is ChatGPT. It looks exactly the same as ChatGPT if you were to open it up in Safari or if you were to open up in Chrome. Now, the benefit of having Chrome as an example is different plugins, things like that. So these AI browsers, while they will be getting there, haven't quite reached the point of that benefit yet. But that was one thing I also wanted to point out. Okay, so let's look at the results. So we have ChatGPT here, but really the test of what we want to find out about the open-ended research is how can each of these tools work with ambiguity, things like that. So the results that we're seeing, we can't really expect to be that different from what you would get in an actual ChatGPT or a Comet as an example. The real benefit comes from the fact that you can plug this information in and basically have it ready to go whenever you need it. But as we can see, ChatGPT is really prioritizing their normal way of doing things, which is more structure and giving you the information when you need it, versus Perplexity, where they really look at it more as a research project and they do more of the in-depth research. Now, that's just basically focused on when both of these tools, like the LLMs that they're built on. So I'm not really surprised. But at the end, you can see Comet is recommending or having trade-offs to navigate. And they have a lot of different related sources where I don't think ChatGPT does related sources. It's more prompting you to ask, like, what's the next follow-up? So given what we're looking for, we're actually looking for more research, more information. I'm going to say that Perplexity has provided more information. Obviously, they kind of have similar trade-offs, similar benefits that they're pulling because they're all pulling from the internet and different sources that exist. But I think just looking at the general information that is on here, so like you can see here, there's adoption and change management. So there's a lot more detail, a lot more specifics in Perplexity versus ChatGPT. Okay, so let's look at another example. So now we're going to look at synthesis. So we're going to see if they can synthesize the information that we're providing in an effective way. So the prompt is going to be based on your analysis, make a clear recommendation. Should the team adopt AI note taking? Provide a concise executive summary. Okay, I'm going to assume that ChatGPT is going to do better on this specific solution. I'm going to guess that ChatGPT is going to do better on this specific solution, just given the synthesis is kind of what ChatGPT is known for. What I also think is fun is you can use these, URLs as a means of, like, you can copy it, you can paste it, you can share it with people. I think that's really cool. There's also, depending on what plan you have, if you wanted to do voice conversations, you're able to do that too. One thing that I will note is I think Perplexity has a lot more information available in their browser. It's less of a browser kind of form and it's more of a true proper platform. So you can see they have, while this is all loading, I know it's done, but let's just review this for a second. So there you can look at the Discover tab. So there's more information about, let's say, business or news or things like if you're kind of like a Yahoo situation where if you wanted to look up more sports information, they have that. There's also a finance section, which I think Perplexity does really well. I wouldn't necessarily trust it as a CPA, but it's pretty cool in that way. And they have, let's see, they have other things for travel, sports, booking. You can also customize a sidebar if you want different things like that. I don't think ChatGPT has the same ability. There's news, there's videos, images. Yeah, nothing super interesting on the ChatGPT side, but let's look at the results. We've asked them to provide concise executive summary with 3 reasons and recommendations that we would assume would be the team adopted AI note-taking tool. So, recommendation is yes, I like that this is up front. It's a very executive summary. The synthesizing of this information from ChatGPT, I'm not surprised. Like you can see here, it's just very quick. It's very streamlined. If I wanted to ask a follow-up question, I certainly could. Perplexity is going to be what looks like more well-researched. So there's a lot more what looks like diverse sources. It's not just taking the information, spitting it out. It's actually citing information, which I think is important. What I also really like about Perplexity, and I haven't spent a ton of time on their browser specific app, but what I really like about this tool so far, I literally am testing these right before your eyes. So we're on this journey together. I'm really vibing with how they have a related tab at the bottom. So it gives you, if you don't know what the next question you want to ask, or you don't know what the next information is, it seems to have the information already available. Just, hey, do you want more information on this? Do you want more information on this? So I think that's a pretty cool feature also. Okay, let's run a third test, which is going to be focusing on action items. So one thing that I have always found with ChatGPT is I don't necessarily love how ChatGPT, it doesn't really perform a lot of agent specific actions. I know they have ChatGPT agents. I haven't found that it has been super helpful. In some instances, yes. But I'm interested to see on the browsers so the prompt that we're using is turn this into a practical next step, create a simple 30-day evaluation plan for testing AI note-taking tools, including success metrics, stakeholders involved, and decision criteria. So what I'm going to do after we test all 3 of these, so these are the 3 different tests we're going to do, I'm actually going to ask the browsers to see if they can pull information from the other 2 sources or the other 2 tabs that we've done and see if it can consolidate everything into one tab. But we're going to do that in just a second. Okay, so it seems that they've done it in a good format. I'm actually not a huge fan of bullet points like this when it comes to action items. So let's jump over to ChatGPT and see, this is what I was looking for. So I am not a huge fan personally of having bullet points, especially when you're doing action items. ChatGPT obviously putting them in a table here. And I know that you are able to request, I think just the display of how things look is better. General content wise, it seems like they both have information in there, but I feel ChatGPT has done a better job on this one specifically, which is a little bit surprising, but it is up to your working style with how you would prefer that to be. And also it depends on what if you have the free version or the paid version, obviously your results will differ in that way. Okay, this is the other thing I want to do, or I want to look at really quickly, is kind of like what are the pluses of having these different platforms or these different browsers. So ChatGPT has what they call their apps. And so these are different companies, different businesses that partner with ChatGPT or OpenAI to add in different services, references, things like that. So as you can see, there's a lot in here. Apple Music, Booking, Expedia. There's a whole bunch here. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to test out Apple Music. And now that I have Apple Music, and again, this is something that you're able to do on the browser or on the browser-based, web-based version of this. It doesn't have to be on the browser, but I'm just going to test this because I think it's kind of a cool feature, especially if you're able to add a lot more individual features. I'm going to say create a playlist for a 2000s themed dance party with good beats. And while that is loading, I'm going to jump over to Perplexity so that we can look at some of the other features that they have here. So there's spaces where you can kind of create, let's say if I had one space for YouTube, if I had one space for traveling, like making travel plans, or if I have another space for whatever, you can create this. Again, not very different from the browser, from the web-based version. Let's look at finances. So you can see this is what a lot of browsers do have is, so if you think of like Yahoo as an example, or Microsoft Edge, they have these kind of like tickers where you can go through, get information, and it's just more to, again, bring information to you, which I think previously was not something that was super beneficial for a lot of people. But yeah, so kind of a cool thing. There's history. Let's look at things for me. Yeah, so there's just a lot more information, a lot more news. Um, Depending on how you get your news right now, this could look exactly the same. So, for example, I use Apple News. This looks exactly the same to me. But if it's something where you're using this browser a lot, or you have, let's say, a premium membership, it might be something to benefit you. Okay, so when we jump back to ChatGPT, we can see that they have compiled the playlist, and it seems that I can actually sign into my Apple Music to move this playlist over, which I think is really cool, especially if you are doing a lot of things where you need to update. So there you have it, the AI browsers. I will expect that these browsers will only get better with time. I think that they are, I know that they put them out and it's basically just the web-based version of the apps. But I think they're starting to add in a lot more useful benefits that would make any other browser really powerful. For example, if Google Chrome had the ability to create an Apple Music playlist or do a Canva design, I think that would be incredibly powerful. So the fact that these apps can do this already, I think is really cool. And it opens up a lot of possibilities for what we're able to do. And again, I do think they're going to start getting better with time. And a lot of these browsers are going to start getting advertisements on them, which makes it even more valuable. And it means that these companies are going to put even more money in to make sure that these work. My personal favorite, and I kind of gravitate toward ChatGPT a lot. I know that makes me very basic, but that's kind of the platform I usually gravitate toward. But I will say I am actually really impressed with Perplexity. Or with Comet. I kind of expected it to be very simple, and it looks like it has a lot more potential than what I originally tested. So hopefully this video is helpful. If you have a preference on which browser you want to try out, or if you have other ones you want me to try out, please leave me a comment below. And if you are researching what project management tools that you want to do, check out this video that I made. And with that, I will see you on the next one.